Hello, so in this video I want to talk about the importance of creating a really good environment for yourself for when you're working inside the Akashic Records, grounding and protecting and your emotional state as well. So I thought we'd talk about your emotional state first. It's really important that when you're working in the Akashic Records that you can leave everything aside you and be in the present moment. If you're trying to access the records while you've got fear and worry and lack and scarcity and all of the things going on around you, it's going to be very hard to actually focus on the messages that are coming through in your Akashic records. It becomes very hard to focus and concentrate. So it's important, if you're not feeling your best, if you've got a lot of worries going on, a lot of fears going on, that you do a meditation beforehand to clear whatever is going on around you so that you can be fully in the present moment, so that you can enjoy your experience of going into your Akashic records. There will be some meditations included and some clearings and all of those things to really help you so that you can thoroughly enjoy going into your records and working with those energies. It's also important that our environment is cohesive to working in with the Akashic Records as well. So, set up a space where you are going to connect in with your records on a daily basis. Okay, so let's talk about your environment. Where you're working with your Akashic Records, you want to make sure that you have as much free space as possible. Okay, if you have a room that is very, very cluttered, it's very hard for energy to flow. And working inside of the Akashic Records is important that the energy flows, right? So create a space that has a lot of space, that is clutter free, that is clean, that the energy flows, and where you feel comfortable as well. This is going to be a daily practice at the beginning. The more that you go into your Akashic Records, the more that you will connect, the more deeply you will connect with the energies of the guides, lords, masters, teachers, your own guides, angels, whoever you want to work with, right? So your environment is really, really important. I would suggest that you sage or clear in whatever way works for you the energy of that space at least once a week. So whether you sage, whether you use a spray, whether you use crystals, a pendulum, make sure that your space is cleared, right? We want to make sure that we are working with the best energy possible and that energy can flow freely. So thinking about the setup of your room, you can, do your practice in a chair, on the sofa, in bed if you want to. Do be aware that these energies are very high and you may find that you fall asleep. And that's absolutely fine, unless you want to receive certain information. Okay, but just be aware at the beginning, these energies are very, very high frequencies. So if you fall asleep during the meditation, that's fine. You'll get what you need. Okay, and then the more that you work with it, the more that you get used to this energy. You can also kind of create a sacred practice around with this. So I am going to talk a little bit more about the practice that you need to have in place, and then you can enhance on that. But just talking about your environment, have crystals, just make sure that they're clean and cleansed. Candles, incense, music, whatever is right for you, whatever makes you feel comfortable and enjoy your practice. Now, I will talk a little bit about grounding and protecting and getting ready to access your Akashic records. So we've talked about your state of mind, we've talked about your environment, but now it's important to talk about grounding and protecting yourself as well. So doing a little meditation where you are connecting to source energy, where you are connecting to Mother Earth or Gaia, is really, really important. Okay, do not access your Akashic Records without doing a little meditation. And I will put a little meditation in there for you. You can also use the inner power meditation as well. Do use that on a daily basis anyway, because that's going to help to build your intuition and all of those things. But you just need to ground and protect yourself. So maybe you already have a practice in place for doing this. But like I say, I will also put a little meditation in for you. So you want to be grounded and you want to protect yourself. You know, where there's light, there's dark. So we want to make sure that we're working with 100% pure beings of 100% pure love and light. Right, we don't want to bring in any darkness. We also don't want to hold on to any emotions and things that we are clearing. So it is important to protect your energy. And as I've said, we're working with high frequencies, so we want to make sure that we are fully grounded before we even start working inside the records. It's then also important to ground your room as well. So if you've set down some kind of cord to ground you to Mother Earth, so either from your heart center or from your root chakra, as you have cleared and protected yourself, it's also important to ground the room as well. So what I personally do is I see my room. So I tend to work outside because this is my environment, right? This is where I'm most comfortable. It's where energy can flow. Of course, I work inside with clients primarily, just in case the dog barks or there are cars passing by. But this would be my choice of being outside. This is the environment that I am most comfortable with. But whether I'm outside or inside, I ground the space that I'm working in. Okay, so what I imagine is that from the corners of the room or the space that I'm working in out here, I imagine grounding cords coming in and coming into the grounding cord that I sent down. Okay, so the four corners, imagine roots that meet with your own grounding cord. Okay, so that would be the floor, right? And put that down into Mother Earth, and then the four corners of the ceiling. So you can kind of like imagine putting that down and into your own grounding cord as well, so that your room is grounded as well. That's really, really important. You can then set up certainty cords if you want to. This helps you to believe it's like something tangible. So you can imagine like cords going from your mind up into the four corners of the room, right? So they're called certainty cords, so that you know that what you're receiving is what you are meant to hear today, and it gives you almost like that belief. Okay, and then once you've done all of those things, literally it sounds like a lot, but honestly it only takes a few minutes. You can then recite the access key to your Akashic Records. Okay, so let me just recap that really, really quickly. So you check in on your own emotions and where you are. Okay, you want to make sure that you're fully present in this moment, leaving worries, ego, and everything to the side. You then check your environment, if it needs saging, if there's some clutter that needs removing, then do all of that so you're set up and ready to go. Ground and protect yourself. Ground and protect the room that you are working in, or the space that you are working in. You can then call in your guides. I forgot to mention that. So you can call in the guides that you want to work with. If you don't have any particular guides right now, that's fine. We will be going into the records to connect with your Lords, Masters, Teachers, and Guardians that can help you. But if you particularly want to work with a guide inside your records, you can call him or call them in now, and then you recite the key of access. Okay, so I'd love to know how you get on with this, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next video. Ciao for now.